Midweek word on Wednesday, here we go. Friends, welcome to another prophetic word, another prophetic video. To those who have never seen me before, my name is Alita, and I share prophetic words through dreams that the Lord gives me, prophetic messages. Anyway, that's what I do here on YouTube, and I also teach on dream interpretation, understanding your dreams. So if you're interested in that, I have those episodes on Tuesdays. These days the episodes are a little bit inconsistent because I have a lot on my plate, like I've mentioned before, but I still come on live and there's still an episode, there's still something related to dream interpretation every Tuesday, so you can catch those episodes then. I've got a word for you based on a dream that I had this morning, a very profound dream. And before I get into it, just the usual disclaimer, guys. It's so important that when you hear a prophetic word, you take it to the Lord. If it resonates in your spirit, if you really believe that it's meant for you, because then He'll confirm it for you. Usually, if He doesn't confirm it, or if He's just quiet, don't do anything, don't run with it, don't take the word as your own until God speaks to you and brings you that confirmation. It's so important that you get that confirmation. And for some of you, this word is confirmation of something that God has already been saying to you, which is great. It's still good to take the word to Him and to get your specific instructions, strategies, whatever the Lord wants to do for your personal situation. We're all different, and it's really important to just have that solid relationship with Him. His voice is the first voice that you should listen to, even though He uses people to speak His messages. It's so important that you also have that relationship. You know, I hear from the Lord when I bring you these messages, so God also wants that one-on-one with you as well. Okay, so let's get into the dream. This was a beautiful dream. It was really profound, and I remember as I was recording it, the Lord downloaded the meaning to me. So in this dream, I just remember being in the ocean. I was deep in the ocean, and I remember coming up for air. And as I was doing that, I knew that, well, I didn't know. I was hoping to see some land around me because I knew I was in the ocean. So I come up for air and I look all around me. There's absolutely no land. And I also see my father, my dad in the dream, but he's there, so it's like I see him, but I don't. I just know he's there. And he's looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, this shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be struggling so much. And I remember going back under the water, and I got the sense that he was telling me to kind of speak what I want to see when I come up out of the water. So I start to come up out of the water again, but I'm like fumbling. My thoughts are like all over the place. I'm trying to think, what do I actually want to see? And then I come up before I even say anything, and I see these mountains. It looked like Table Mountain in Cape Town, but I see these mountains, and it's not what I wanted to see. I knew that there was something specific that I wanted to see, and I was like, no, that's not what I want to see. That's not where I want to go. And I remember going back underneath the water again. It wasn't like I was doing it voluntarily. It was just happening. And then I came up, but this time I knew that I wanted to see this particular beach. So I spoke the name of the beach out, and I came up out of the water. And as I was coming up out of the water, I was wondering, I wonder if when I come up out of this water, whether the beach will be right there, whether all I need to do is just step onto the beach. And that is exactly what happened. I came up, and the beach was right there, and I stepped onto it, and that was the dream, friends. It felt like such a victorious moment to be able to speak that thing and to step onto it right after I spoke it. So this was such a profound dream, like I said, and the message is such a beautiful, straightforward message. If you haven't picked up on the theme of it already, basically, friends, the Lord wants you to speak a thing and let it manifest, right? That is the basicness of what this dream is about. But He's also but it's related to a situation in your life right now. Something that is on the verge of coming to pass, a promise that the Lord has been sharing with you, showing you. It's something that you know that this is the time for it. It is happening now, and there's certain things related to this particular promise that need to happen, and it feels like the circumstances are not conducive to this thing happening. It's like, so in the dream, the ocean, me being in the ocean, was just the circumstances. God was showing me that I'm drowning in these circumstances, that some of you are just drowning in what's happening in the natural. You're not seeing things for what they are. And my father in the dream representing God, and him giving me guidance, him saying, what are you doing? You have authority and you have power. All you need to do is speak the thing out and it'll manifest, because it is according to my will. This is the promise I have made you. This is what I said I will do in this particular situation with this promise. So you hold the key. God is saying to you right now that you hold the key. You need to say the word and it'll come to pass. And the part in the dream where I couldn't say anything or was just fumbling with my thoughts and these mountains manifested, God is saying, if you don't speak, something else will manifest that you don't want. And that was so far away anyway. It wasn't even like I could get onto that piece of land and be out of the ocean. No. So what he has promised you and how he wants the promise to come to pass in your life is to get you up out of that place of just worry and anxiety over the promise, over the situation. He's saying you hold the key to changing your circumstances. Your circumstances right now seem overwhelming. They seem like they're not going to allow this promise to come to pass. It seems impossible. Just being in that vast ocean with no land around, it felt like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to swim my way to a piece of land? I didn't even know which direction to go. But the moment I spoke and I said, I want to see this when I come up out of this water, it was right there. It wasn't far away. I didn't have to swim to it. I got up out of the water and I stepped onto this particular beach, the specific beach that I named in the dream. And that is what the Lord is saying to you today. He's saying, I have given you this promise. It is in line with my will. Don't let the circumstances steal the promise from you. Don't allow the enemy to use the circumstances to steal this away from you, because you could get lost. You could lose out in terms of what God wants to do in your life right now. He wants you to be a partner with him. He wants you to use the keys that he's given you, that power and that authority. Speak into the circumstances. Speak into that situation. Speak that which you know the Lord has promised you. You have been hoping for this promise, waiting for it. It's been years for many of you. And this is the season for it. And like I said, this word is not for everyone, guys, but you know if this word is for you, because everything it's almost like you've made all these plans and all of these things are coming together, but there's also all of these circumstances that are opposing the situation. God has opened the doors for you. He's shown you that this is the time for this particular thing now. Circumstances are saying a different thing, and God is saying you've got to use your mouth to speak. He reminded me of Ezekiel in chapter 37, when I think it's chapter 37 verse 4, where he says to him, speak to the dry bones. I think I have it here in my notes. Ezekiel 37 verse 4. Then he said to me, this is Ezekiel saying, this is God speaking to him. God said to him, prophesy to these bones and say to them, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord, right? The verse carries on, but the key part in this verse is the fact that God said to him, you need to speak to these bones. I can speak to these bones. The Lord can, but he wants you to speak to those bones. He wants you to speak to your circumstances. He wants you to make that thing manifest by speaking it. It'll be by his power that it happens, but he needs you to be that catalyst. He needs you to initiate it, right? There is power in our words, guys. The Bible talks about how death and life is in the power of the tongue. So use your tongue to bring life into your situation, into your circumstances. And that's Proverbs 18 verse 21. So, like I said, this is a straightforward word, a very profound dream. I know that there is someone watching this who needs to hear this word, and you need to stop focusing on the circumstances and just speak the thing. Speak it. Because once you speak it, it'll manifest right there and then. Once you stop focusing on your circumstances, when I was coming up out of the water, not focused on the water, the beach was right there. I just stepped onto it. It was a strange thing because I was deep in the ocean, and then next thing I'm right on the beach. So once you activate your faith and you speak this thing according to the will of the Lord, you will step into it immediately. Immediately. This is an immediate manifestation that the Lord is showing through this dream. Friends, that is today's word. I really pray that it's blessed someone. The dream was so profound to me, and I knew that this is what I needed to share today on the channel. So I really pray it's been a blessing to you. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel in whatever way, whether you've joined the membership. For those who don't know about the membership, it's really a group of us get together 3 Saturdays a month, although it's been a bit sporadic lately, but it's fine. We still meet and we interpret each other's dreams. We get onto a Zoom call and we share dreams with each other and we interpret them together. It's really a platform for learning. So you can join that through YouTube, the links are below, or through Patreon, link is also below, whatever's easier for you. And also thank you to everyone who supports me by donating to the channel, everyone who supports me by praying for me, sending encouraging emails, messages. I'm really, really grateful. And I know that you guys send me messages on all sorts of platforms. I'm not always on most of those platforms, especially Instagram. I forget to check messages on Instagram. So if you have sent me messages on Instagram, thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for that. If there's anything that you need me to respond to, please email me instead. My email address is in the description box below. That's all for today. I will hopefully see you guys on Friday with another word if the Lord allows. Until then, have a blessed week. Well, we're midway through the week, hey, because it's the midweek word. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of the week. Have a blessed day. And remember that God is such a good Father. He loves you so much because you are so special to Him.
I'm in a race right to the start. They try to left me